Planning a trip to Montreal, Canada? In this video, you'll find the 25 things you need to know before visiting Canada's second largest city. Montreal is an awesome city and one of our favorites in North America. It's unlike any place we've been to before, and it has so much to offer first-time visitors. From amazing food and cultural activities to beautiful green spaces and picturesque waterfront sites. However, that doesn't mean that everything about visiting Montreal is easy. We're here to provide the best tips to help you have an incredible experience. We learned a lot from our trip to Montreal and can help you avoid making mistakes and to get the most out of your vacation. Before we get started, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more travel content and tips. Now, let's check out the 25 things you need to know before visiting Montreal. Number 1. Montreal is in Quebec. Montreal is the capital of and the largest city in Canada's Quebec region. This means that Montreal is in the French-speaking part of Canada. But don't worry about that too much if you're not a French speaker. Most people in Montreal also speak English. However, since you're in the French-speaking part of the country, it's always nice to greet people with bonjour during the day and bonsoir in the evening. When entering a store or restaurant, always start any interaction with a French greeting. But people won't expect you to be fluent in French. Just remember to speak a few key words of French and always be polite when asking to switch to English. It doesn't hurt to say merci as well, the French word for thank you. Another cool aspect of Montreal being in the Quebec region is that this region borders 4 US states, and it's easy to reach from the northeast. If you're located in or visiting the northeast, consider checking out Montreal. Number 2, use the metro. Montreal's metro system is easy to use, affordable, and efficient. The metro has 4 lines and can take you around most of the city. Most major attractions in Montreal are located next to or very close to a metro stop. Montreal's metro is the best way to get around the city since it's affordable and very fast. We were impressed with how quickly we could get to the Montreal Biodome from downtown. Even at night, we found ourselves never waiting too long for the next train. Since the metro will take you almost everywhere you need to go, we recommend buying the Opus Metro card with a 3-day allowance. This means you can use the card an unlimited number of times for 3 days. It's cost effective and it means you won't have to keep buying tickets every time you enter a metro station. One thing to note is that Montreal Metro isn't a 24-hour system. If you're staying out late and enjoying the nightlife, plan a walk or use another form of transportation. Number 3, the metro doesn't go to the airport. Unfortunately, Montreal's metro doesn't go to the airport. This is the one place that the metro can't take you. However, there are currently plans to connect the city to the airport via the REM rail system. The Montreal airport is located roughly 12 miles or 20 kilometers from downtown. It's not a far distance by any means, but it is inconvenient to take multiple forms of public transportation that far. We recommend just taking a taxi or an Uber into the city. It's the easiest and most convenient way to get into the city. While it's not the most budget-friendly, it is the simplest. Your other option is to take a bus into the city. The bus will take you to the Barrie UQAM station or the Lionel Groulx metro station. It also stops nearby some hotels on René Lévesque Boulevard. If your hotel isn't nearby, you'll have to drag your bags from the bus to the metro. We don't think it's worth the inconvenience. Number 4, go all over the city. Don't make the mistake of just sticking to downtown and Vieux-Montreal. Montreal is a big city with so many great neighborhoods, so don't limit yourself to the 2 most popular. This doesn't mean that you shouldn't visit Vieux-Montreal and downtown. It just means that you should see as much of the city as you can during the time you have. We recommend checking out Plateau Mont-Royal and Mile-End. Head all the way up to St. Joseph's Oratory and Parc Mont-Royal. Get out of the city center by going all the way to Jean Talon Market. Head east to the Botanical Garden and Olympic Stadium. And don't forget to check out the islands in the St. Lawrence River. There's so many great attractions all over the city, and it's worth checking out the different areas. It's really cool how the neighborhoods feel so different from one another. Number 5, get the Passport Montreal. Passport Montreal is Montreal's equivalent to a city pass or city card. It's a great way to visit some of Montreal's best attractions at a discounted price. Passport Montreal has 2 different options. The cheaper options include 3 Montreal attractions, 2 pink and 1 blue. The more expensive options include 5 Montreal attractions, 3 pink and 2 blue. Now, you're probably wondering what pink and blue attractions are. Good question. Passport Montreal organizes attractions into these 2 categories, and they don't really explain why. Some of the pink activities include the Montreal Museum of Fine Arts, the Montreal Zip Line, La Grande Roue de Montreal, and the Society of Arts and Technology. The blue activities include the Montreal Biodome, the Biosphere, and many other museums. When buying the Passport Montreal, there's also a time limit on when you have to use it by. The website will give you a range for how long you have. Don't worry about this, because the range is typically seasonal. If you look right now, the current time frame is November 1st to March 31st. Number 6, don't visit in the winter. Unless Montreal is your starting point for a Quebec winter sports vacation, don't bother planning a trip in the winter. Winters in Montreal are obviously very cold, and it's probably not your ideal travel weather unless you're there specifically for snow activities. Montreal is at its best when it's warm warm and the sun is shining. Montreal has so many great outdoor attractions and activities that can't be experienced in frigid temperatures. With nice weather, you can sit outside a restaurant's patio on Rue St. Paul or St. Catherine Street. You can also relax and wander around one of Montreal's many parks. Additionally, you can enjoy a boat ride on the St. Lawrence River on the top deck. There are so many more attractions that are at their best when you actually want to be outside. These activities just can't be done when the weather is too cold. Sure, you can visit a park, and some have ice skating rinks, but you probably won't be planning a picnic or a long stroll. Additionally, the summer months include a lot of great outdoor events and festivals. Don't forget to do some research before you go to see if there are any cool events happening during your vacation. Number 7, utilize the underground city. The underground city is a unique way to get around Montreal and visit attractions without ever having to go outside. It was something built out of necessity. If you do find yourself in Montreal in the winter or just on a stormy day, you can get around the city without having to brace the elements. It's super convenient that you can visit attractions directly after getting off the metro. Even if you are there when the weather is great, we recommend going around the underground city, even just for a little bit. You really can find anything you need down there, making it super convenient. Number 8, stay for a long weekend. Montreal is a great destination for a long weekend getaway. You'll want to spend at least 3 days here so you don't feel too rushed. There's so much to see and do in Canada's second largest city, and we'd plan out at least 3 full days of sightseeing and exploring. If you have even longer, that's awesome. You can visit even more great places or consider adding another city to your vacation. Just make sure you have enough time to see the highlights of Montreal. You won't be able to get a good feel for the city if you only have a day or two. If you want to learn more about spending a long weekend here, check out our 3-day itinerary for Montreal. Our itinerary works best if your 3 full days are Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Number 9, spend time in Vieux-Montreal. Vieux-Montreal is the prettiest neighborhood in the city. Its name literally means Old Montreal, and you can see why. The architecture and streets are a sharp contrast to the very modern downtown area. We mentioned earlier not to just visit Vieux-Montreal in downtown, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't spend a good amount of time here. We recommend not rushing through this area and taking your time to wander the cobblestone streets. Make sure to check out the key attractions like Notre Dame Basilica. But the most enjoyable part of this neighborhood was just taking it all in. Stroll along Rue St. Paul and wander through art galleries, grab a bite to eat at one of the charming restaurants, and check out the many cute cafes for your morning coffee. The neighborhood feels more like Europe than North America. Vieux-Montreal is the most charming part of the city, and we hope you don't rush through it. Number 10, go off the beaten path. There are plenty of off the beaten path attractions in Montreal that are worth visiting, especially for first-time visitors. While we love Montreal's popular attractions, there's even more to see in the city than Parc Mont-Royal, Notre Dame, and the St. Lawrence River. See a piece of the Berlin Wall at the World Trade Center, drink coffee at Montreal's most beautiful cafe, Crew Collective and Cafe, wander around Jean Talon Market, marvel at Habitat 67, and zipline at the Vieux-Port. These are just a few places to visit that aren't typically done on a first trip to Montreal. However, it's a lot of fun to check out these places with some of the more popular tourist spots. If you have more than a few days here, then you have more of a chance to go off the beaten path. Also, don't be afraid to just wander and stumble upon something. We love finding cute side streets and just exploring. You'll never know what you'll find. There's so many places worth discovering that might not be in your guidebook. Number 11, don't skip the Montreal Biodome. The Montreal Biodome was one of the most interesting things to do in the city. We actually decided to check this place out at the last minute, and we're super glad that we did. When we walked up to the Stark building, we weren't expecting much. However, once we went inside and walked downstairs, we were pleasantly surprised at what we found. There are 5 exhibits to check out: the tropical rainforest, the Gulf of St. Lawrence, the maple forest, the Labrador coast of Canada, and the subantarctic islands. We loved experiencing the climates of the 5 exhibits and couldn't believe how accurate they were. We went from the freezing Arctic to the humid rainforest to the temperate maple forest. You get to see the plants and animals that call these climates home. We recommend taking your time to get the most out of each section of the biodome. Visiting this awesome attraction is an immersive experience that you will not forget. Number 12, take advantage of Montreal's green spaces. Montreal is a city that's full of amazing parks. When visiting, make sure to check out the many green spaces that are perfect for both activity and relaxation. The largest and most visited park in the city is Mont-Royal. We've talked about Mont-Royal a lot already. Just be ready to spend a lot of time here and make sure to see as much of the park as you can. It takes up a big part of the city for a good reason. It's the best place to get some fresh air and recharge. Le Fontaine Park is a smaller and serene park in the Plateau Montreal neighborhood. It's landscaped around a pond, making it a pretty spot for a walk. There's also plenty of benches scattered around, and we also saw many people on the grass having picnics or lounging around enjoying the day. Parc Jean Drapeau is spread over 2 islands in the St. Lawrence River, Ile Sainte-Hélène and Ile Notre Dame. We visited Île Sainte-Hélène and found the place to be underrated. It's reachable via the metro from downtown. You won't get the same liveliness as Mont-Royal, but this park is great for getting into nature without leaving the city. You can also find some great views of the city, especially at night. The Botanical Garden is another large green space in the eastern part of the city. The garden spans 185 acres and includes many different sections. The Botanical Garden is absolutely stunning, and it's easy to forget you're in a big city. There are other green spaces located outside the city center that we hope to check out on our next visit to Montreal. Number 13. Many attractions are closed on Mondays. If you find yourself in Montreal on a Monday, know that some of the best things to do will be closed. Many attractions and some restaurants and shops will be closed on Mondays. The Montreal Museum of Fine Arts is one of the main attractions closed on Mondays. Some of the other popular places that are closed include the Montreal Biodome, the Botanical Garden, the Biosphere, Montreal Museum of Archaeology and History, and many other museums. If you happen to be in Montreal on a Monday, look up the attractions you'd like to do before the trip. You don't want to arrive somewhere just to see it isn't open. There are still attractions open on Mondays, so you will find something great to do. Number 14, try something thrilling. Did you know that there's an amusement park on an island in the St. Lawrence River? On Île Sainte-Hélène is Le Ronde Amusement Park, which Six Flags just recently sold. While we have to say it's not the best park we've been to, there might be some updates coming soon. Also, Goliath and Batman are two awesome roller coasters, and the park's food was very good. It's worth checking out if you need an adrenaline rush. Another thrilling activity is Montreal's zipline. The zipline is located at the Vieux-Port, and you get an incredible city view from the experience. It's also included in Passport Montreal. Just head up to the platform and then leap off, taking the bird's eye view of La Grande Rue de Montreal and the St. Lawrence River. It's an exciting activity worth trying once, and it's definitely unusual to zipline in a large city. Number 15, it's easy to shop. Montreal is a city with plenty of shopping opportunities. If you love to shop when you travel, don't miss out on the incredible shopping opportunities in Montreal. Montreal has a lot of malls within close proximity. Many of these malls can be reached via the underground city. These malls include the Eaton Center, Place Montreal Trust, Promenade Cathedrale, and Complexe des Jardins, which are all on St. Catherine Street. Another big mall is located just outside of the city, the Royal Mont Mall, and it's next to a metro stop. St. Catherine Street is the main shopping street in the city, and it's easy to explore. Not only are a lot of the malls off this street, there's also plenty of storefronts directly on St. Catherine Street. Find a variety of high-end and casual stores here, including popular brands like Canada Goose. Vieux-Montreal is the place to find art galleries and boutiques. On Rue Saint-Paul, Vieux-Montreal's main street, you'll find a variety of different art galleries and cute boutiques that are so great to wander through. The cobblestone street is perfect for those who want a leisurely shopping experience with plenty of great restaurants nearby. Plateau Mont-Royal is a great neighborhood for vintage shopping. If you love looking through vintage and secondhand stores, this area is perfect for you. If you want a treasure hunt and to find something inexpensive and unique to bring home with you, you won't want to miss Boulevard Saint Laurent. Whether you're looking for high-end shops, malls, art galleries, or vintage stores, Montreal has something for everyone. The city will definitely try to entice you to leave with something nice. Number 16, see Montreal from the water. Don't miss out on taking a boat ride along the St. Lawrence River. There are plenty of different options, which include hour-long sightseeing trips or nicer dinner cruises. Choose which type of boat trip you want to take and then sit back and enjoy the scenery. Some of the best photos you get will be from the water. Also, it's a great way to learn even more about the city. You get to see a lot of cool attractions and scenery without ever having to leave the boat. Take in the views of the skyline, see the Vieux-Port along with La Grande Rue de Montreal, and get a glimpse of Île Sainte-Hélène, including Le Ronde Amusement Park. Additionally, you'll go by the coolest apartment building in the city, Habitat 67, and the pretty clock tower building, which has an urban beach next to it. Taking a boat ride along the St. Lawrence River is the best way to see the city, and if you have the time, don't miss out on the experience. Number 17, don't skip Bar Cloakroom. As of now, Bar Cloakroom is our favorite bar that we've ever visited. It also was named the second best bar in Canada in 2025. What makes this cocktail bar so special is how it looks like an abandoned tailor shop from the outside. Bar Cloakroom is a small speakeasy style bar with no menu. One of the bartenders will ask you some questions about which liqueurs you like and get a sense of the flavor profile you're looking for. You'll then get a cocktail specifically designed for you. It's so much fun because you're not sure what the final drink will be. The cocktails we ordered were so amazing that we know we'll go back next time we visit Montreal. Not only were the drinks incredible, but the staff was also so friendly and the interior of the bar looked very cool. Number 18, enter Mont-Royal from Escalier Trafalgar. Parc Mont-Royal is the #1 place to visit in Montreal. The best way to reach the impressive park is to come from St. Joseph's Oratory and then walk toward Escalier Trafalgar. This actually is not the typical way to get to Mont Royal. Usually people tend to climb up the Rue steps that start right by McGill University. This is a beautiful walkway and shouldn't be missed. However, walk down the Rue steps toward downtown. Escalier Trafalgar is much easier to climb and won't make you as exhausted as the hundreds of steps that make up the Rue pathway. It's better to have an easier walk up. Then you won't be too tired to explore the park and take in all the sights before a leisurely walk back down toward the city. Don't forget to take in the incredible views of the Montreal skyline first. Number 19. Visit the free attractions. You can visit some of Montreal's best places for free. While a good amount of Montreal's attractions cost money, there are a handful of activities that don't cost a thing. Make sure to add some free activities for a more budget-friendly vacation. Montreal's best attraction is free, Parc Mont Royal. Parc Mont Royal is a beautiful spot and it's the perfect place to spend a few hours. The massive park is worth a long stroll. Don't just take in the view of the Montreal skyline, there's so much more to this awesome park. Another great free spot in the city is St. Joseph's Oratory, the large green dome church on top of a hill. Additionally, the Fontaine Park, Vieux Montreal, the Underground City, Île Sainte-Hélène, St. Catherine Street, and the Place des Arts Esplanade are all free attractions. Also, on the first Sunday of every month, some museums open their doors for free. However, most of the museums are only free for Quebec residents. It's too bad because many other cities, like Paris, have free museum days that are open to everyone. Number 20. Some attractions surprisingly aren't free. One thing that surprised us when visiting Montreal was that some attractions that would be free in other cities aren't free in Montreal. What we mean by this is that most churches around the world are free to enter, but Montreal's Notre Dame Basilica costs 16 Canadian dollars for adults. Additionally, many botanical gardens are free to visit, but not Montreal's. In recent videos, we talked about visiting botanical gardens in Copenhagen and Aarhus, Denmark. While these were free, you will have to pay to access Montreal's. We usually figure we won't be paying to visit green spaces and places of worship. We're not saying these attractions aren't worth visiting, we're just saying to look up places beforehand so that you can budget for your trip. Number 21. The Montreal Tower is closed until 2027. One thing to know before planning a visit to Montreal's Olympic Stadium is that the main tower is currently under renovation. It's projected to reopen in fall 2027. If you're planning to visit the Olympic Stadium, don't be surprised when you find it closed for the time being. It's still worth looking around even without being able to access the viewpoint. But if this tower is important to you, consider postponing your trip until at least fall of 2027. But keep posted on the progress. You never know if construction projects will finish on time. Number 22. Try poutine and bagels. Montreal is known for its signature dish poutine and for having world-class bagels. There are so many places to find poutine all over the city. Poutine is French fries served with gravy and cheese curds. But the city has so many different varieties ready for you to try. You can order the classic or order this dish with additional toppings. We love getting poutine topped with the protein. One of the best versions we had of this tasty dish was at Time Out Market in the Eaton Center. As for bagels, we recommend trying out Fairmont Bagel. You can go to Fairmont Bagel on Avenue Fairmont in the Plateau Mont Royal neighborhood or find a cafe around the city that sells them. Don't miss out on trying two of the foods that are ubiquitous in Montreal. Number 23. Montreal is known for its food scene. While we just talked about two foods Montreal does extremely well, it's also a city known for its overall food scene. Montreal is a must-visit destination for foodies. It doesn't matter if you prefer food halls and markets or fine dining restaurants. Both types of foodies will be so happy here. It's very hard to eat badly in this city. Our favorite restaurant was Vieux Port Steakhouse, and we love the many options at Time Out Market, food hall that we ate there more than once. If you come to Montreal, make sure you do your research on restaurants you want to dine at. Many will require reservations, especially on weekends, and you won't want to miss out. Number 24, don't try to do too much. Montreal is a big city with so much to offer. It can be easy to try to pack your schedule with all of the city's attractions, but decide how many days to spend here based on how much you plan to see and do. There's no point in exhausting yourself by trying to fit in too many activities. We want you to actually enjoy each place you see and spend enough time to make the visit worth it. You won't get anything out of just hopping from one place to another and just snapping a quick photo to say you've been there. While we're not saying you have to plan out your time perfectly, we fully believe that wandering around and stumbling upon cool locations is a great way to travel. But you should estimate how much you want to do and account for the time it could take. And if you don't get to everything in Montreal, that's okay. Don't realize too late that there's more you want to do than you thought and then rush through everything. The point of visiting Montreal is to have fun. It's hard to do that if you never take a second to just be present. Number 25. Don't try to visit Montreal and Toronto in one trip. Montreal and Toronto are both awesome cities, but we wouldn't try to visit these two cities in one trip. There are closer destinations to each city. Montreal is much closer to Quebec City and Ottawa, while it's easy to add Niagara Falls when visiting Toronto. Driving between these two cities or taking the train will just take too much time and eat into your vacation. While you could fly between these two cities, it's not worth it in our our opinion. Even though the flight isn't long, we believe that it's better to visit places that are closer together. Besides, there's so many things to do in both cities that you won't want to feel rushed in either. When visiting Montreal, plan on just exploring the city or adding an extra couple of days to see Ottawa or Quebec City. We do recommend planning a trip to Toronto, and we have more content coming out soon on Canada's largest city. That's it for the 25 things you need to know before visiting Montreal, Canada. We hope you liked our tips and found them helpful for planning your visit to Montreal. If you want to learn more about traveling to Canada, check out our Canada playlist where you'll find more videos on Montreal, as well as videos on Toronto and Niagara Falls. Have you ever visited Montreal, Canada? Let us know what your best tips are for visiting this awesome city. And if you enjoyed learning more about Montreal, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. As always, let's make every trip an adventure to remember.